Welcome back. We are doing Witch Daily's countdown to Halloween, counting down the days to Samhain. So exciting. If you have not yet registered to get these daily videos in your inbox, please do so. You will get free daily countdown to Halloween to get you ready for all things Samhain, only on Witch Daily. So jump right in today. Today we're going to talk about ancestors. And the idea of honoring your ancestors at Samhain is really, it's the oldest idea. You find it in Day of the Dead celebrations all around the world, whether you're talking about the Dia de los Muertos in Mexico, or if you're talking about Celtic traditions where we are honoring the ancestors. Samhain is really important for that. So if you know where your ancestors come from, Samhain's a good time to kind of get in touch with that culture, understand a little bit where your ancestors came from. Most Americans can't trace their ancestry back more than 3 or 4 generations, but give it a try. See if you can figure it out. Honor the culture and maybe make some of the foods associated with your ancestors for Samhain. We do a tradition called a mute supper, where we invite the ancestors to come in and speak to us, and we make foods that are traditional to our culture. And nobody talks. We're all waiting for communication from the ancestors while we speak, and we lay places at the table to honor our ancestors and give them the food. Important to talk about ancestors because we want to know where we come from. And Samhain is a way of knowing where we come from. It's a way to connect. What are the messages from my ancestors? What would they have struggled with? What would they want me to know moving forward? What insight, what wisdom can they give me as I move forward in my life to honor them, right? And it's easier to get in touch with them at Samhain. It's easier to understand their stories closer to Samhain because the veil between the worlds is thinner. So ask yourself, make a list, right? Ask some questions. If you are particularly close to one of your grandparents or one of your great aunts or uncles, make a list. Hey, what do you want me to know this Samhain? What's important for me to understand? What do I need to know about where I come from? And honor that, receive the messages, write it down, and see what happens, right? It could be something as simple as, I want you to engage in more self-love practices, or I want you to plant a tree in my honor, or don't forget about me. Put a picture up of me on the mantle, right? Samhain is the time to really connect with that and do as much of that as you can. It's a good time to look through old family albums, look through photographs, ask questions of your living ancestors. So if you have grandparents who are still alive, you're super lucky, go interview them, go talk to them, tell them what you're doing. You don't have to, if they don't know about your practice, you don't have to tell them, but you can just say, hey, I'm really interested in learning more about what happened for you in your life and the journey that you made in getting to where you are at this point. And what wisdom would you have for me, right? Honor those connections. The other part that's really, really important, and one that we used to do a lot of in our big coven, our big church, was we had lots of people who had little children, and it was important to teach those children and the parents that you yourself are an ancestor, right? Witches and pagans don't believe that the world's going to end. We don't have an apocalyptic mindset, typically. And so for us, it's really, really important to recognize that we have an impact on this planet. We have a role here to play. So your job as an ancestor is to decide, what kind of ancestor do you want to be? How do you want to make a mark? How do you want to connect with people? How do you want to preserve the earth? How do you want to teach, make an impact, make music, make art, make scientific discoveries? What are those things that you contribute as an ancestor to us as the people that share this world with you and the people that come after you? So as you move forward, remember, Samhain, super fun, pumpkins, turnips, making yummy food, having good times with friends, having good times with family. But it's also a time to honor the fact that you yourself are an ancestor. You have come from other people, and those people had an impact on the world. If they didn't, you wouldn't be here. And it's a really good thing that you're here, right? You are unique. You're amazing. How did you get here? You got here with some crazy line of people spanning millennia. That's amazing, right? So honor it. Give it some power. Give it some connection. And whatever you can, honor that. Find some photographs of your ancestors that you love, put them up on your mantle or on your altar, and honor them this Samhain. So, we're getting ready, doing the countdown. Enjoy, and we'll see you tomorrow on Witch Daily.